Everyone, it's Liz here, wealthy entrepreneur coach with the 50k formula. And today I haven't really planned what I'm going to say. I hope I don't rabble on too much, but I really want to talk about saying no to people, but not saying no to yourself. So I just had to say no to a client over something, but what it's done is actually empowered the client to step into a different way of doing something. And I think when we are sure of ourselves, we're able to say no to people, and we're able to be strong and do that from a place of certainty and confidence in a way that you can just do it because it's the right thing to do, not because you're worried about offending someone or upsetting someone. You just do it because it's the right thing to do for you, perhaps not for them, but it's the right thing for you. And I've seen a couple of posts. Well, I want to give a big shout out for Judith Quinn. She's just launched a book, which I'm very excited about. And in there's a lot of difference between stop shoulding and start wanting. And I think when you can shift from I should be doing this, and I should be doing that, and this is how I should market myself, and this is how I should write my copy, and this is what I should say on live streams, to actually what you want to say, there's an authenticity about that which is second to none, and that is what's going to connect with people. And also just saying, like, where have we been saying no to ourselves because we don't want to say no to others? So I'm a real one for a sob story. I literally hurt when people tell me that, you know, they might be crying on the phone because they're in such a mess in their business. And I want to give my stuff away for free. And it's totally against what I teach. It's like I teach people to value themselves and charge their worth. But at the same time, we want to give back. And that's a huge part of our psychological needs, is that feeling of giving back and that feeling of deserving. And if we give our services away, in some ways we're amping up that, we're fulfilling that need to be of service, to be of something meaningful that's more bigger than us. But then in other ways, if it just makes you not able to get to that next stage in your business, if it stops you from getting clients that pay you, if you're doing too many freebies, then that's not great either, because your business isn't going to grow. And actually, you're limiting the number of people you can help by doing that. So I want to also draw attention to a post. I want to talk about a post I saw. Bonnie's here. Hi, Bonnie. I'm just doing a quick check-in to see who's watching. Okay. Oh, I've got a comment and I can't see it. Where is the comment? Oh, Michelle's there. So there was hello guys, lots of people here, fabulous. So there was a post, and some of you will know more about this post than others, some of you will have seen it, but there was a post about coming clean about finances and not being able to afford things. And I think when we're in this entrepreneurial world, we so often feel like we should be doing this coaching program and we should be doing that. And it's easy to get sucked into that. So what I want to say to people about that is, you will know deep down if it's right. But what you've got to do is establish whether that's, if you're not feeling that it's right, is that fear speaking, or is it actually you should trust your gut because it's not right? And it's such a fine line, because if it's fear and you're able to step into that place and you're able to do it and you want to do it, but you're just scared, that's completely different from genuinely, even if you really want to do it, not being able to afford it. Like, and I mean, like, not just having like, that's gone over what I wanted to spend this month, but genuinely going into huge amounts of debt because you're doing this course and you're doing that course and you're doing that and you're doing this. I don't want anyone to feel like that. And I was at one point, I was pretty much there. I'd spent a huge amount on my personal and business development. And actually, when I was able to separate personal development from business, when I could actually legitimately say, should I really be putting this through my business or my personal stuff? It just helped me comprehend in my head, actually, do I need to do this for my business? Do I want to do it for my own sake? Do I want to do it because it's going to be fun or interesting or whatever? Guys, I spent 10 grand going to see a shaman in America. And I look back and I think, how fucking stupid was that? I mean, 10 grand for 3 days. Utterly ridiculous. And you know what? It just caused a lot of pain. And because it was intense and it was for 3 days and there wasn't much follow-up, it was a little bit, but not really. It was like Pandora's box had been opened and I was left bleeding and upset, and I nearly finished with my husband because of it. And, and I'd almost been brainwashed over these 3 days to do this stuff. Not to leave him. The shaman didn't tell me to leave my husband, but I can't even call him a shaman. He's a charlatan, really. But I look back and I think I was pulled in by his fancy marketing. He said all the right things, and I thought, if I work with this person, this is the holy grail. This is what's going to make my business tip. And I didn't even talk about business. I talked about everything else. So what I'm saying is, that's a whole nother story, which I'll maybe talk about a bit more some other time. What I'm saying is, what am I saying? When you know something's right, ask yourself a few questions. Am I shying away from doing this because I'm scared? Because I'm actually, and what is that? Is it scared of spending the money, or is it actually scared that this is potentially going to give me what I need to move my business forward? Am I scared because I haven't got the time? Because, we have to commit to doing things, and time is a valuable commodity. Yes, we can go into energy, and time is energy, and blah, blah, blah. But actually, there's 24 hours in a day. Michelle, I'm going to read your comment in a second. So figure out your questions and maybe have them as a little crib sheet and tuck it in your drawer for when you're making those decisions. Do I feel drawn to this? Is this right for me? Is this right for my business? Is it business or is it personal type thing? Even if you're putting it through your business, I'm not telling you to do your accounts dodgily, but a lot of things you can put through, personal development stuff, you can often put through as a business expense if you can justify that. Obviously, don't quote me on that. Be, sensible about that. Don't go and put a yoga retreat isn't a business expense, is it? Let's be honest. I'm sure some people put it through as that. So just ask those questions in your mind. And I think that will just help you to come to a logical decision. And what will help you even more is if you just simply, even if you don't say anything, just do some tapping. And you can do, like, join in with me now. I wasn't going to do this, but I may as well. Join in with me now. I'm stressed about my finances. I don't know what the next step is. I don't know if what's in front of me is the right thing. I think what's in front of me is the right thing, but I'm scared. Why am I so scared? If I'm successful at this, what will it mean? What will the result, or the potential result, the result that I want and I think I can get, what will that be? What does that look like? What does it feel like? I haven't got any money. I can't afford to do this. I don't know what to do. Okay, I'm just going to take a pause there. I haven't got any money. I don't know what to do. I don't know if I can afford this. I always got like a subconscious message to me, even though I'm making this tapping up and it's not actually relative to me at this point. I got a subconscious message saying, can you really not, or can you? And that's not to say that you should ever go into debt about stuff, but if it means that you can do it and you really think you should, then say no to other things that you feel duty bound to do. Maybe you're, whatever it is, find a solution, and then say, okay, and then ask yourself that question. Does that make sense? Give me some thumbs up to tell me if that makes sense, because I know it's a bit tricky to understand this. So Michelle says, whoa, these investments make so much sense at the time. Everything is an opportunity to learn. So it's, in that sense, no money is wasted. So you soon learn what you don't want to do in your own business. These investments make so much sense at the time. Yes, because you're talking to someone and they give you a great feeling of what it's going to be like. Everything's an opportunity to learn. So in that sense, no money is wasted. You soon learn what you don't want to do in your own business. Yeah. I think like this subject is so wide because there are so many things out there. I always try and, well, I always do say, okay, if this program can get you here, and it does rely on the person taking action, and you need to be honest with yourself. Okay, have I taken the action or haven't I? But it's not just the action, it's really committing to it, and actually, do you want that? Because if you don't want to take that action, and if you don't want the end result, if you've got a block about the end results, even if you do the action, it's never actually going to be like really effective. So yeah, what am I saying to you guys? I kind of feel like I'm spiraling now. It's so confusing, isn't it? It's such a big deal. Should I do this? Should I do that? What should I do? What should I do? So I guess what I would say, if you're struggling with a decision, then you've got to ask yourself those questions. You've got to do some tapping. I'll do some more in a minute. But just doing some tapping will calm the nervous system enough to hopefully put you in that place where you can make a better decision and ask yourselves those questions without the fear coming in. And, is it fear or is it a knowing, I think the other thing, going back to this shaman thing, 3 days intensive, you can do a lot then. But if it doesn't create a plan going forward, and if it kind of leaves lots of things hanging, that's no good. So when I do a VIP intensive day, I make sure the person's got a plan, or they go away and they're going to make that plan, and then I'm going to go through it with them. Because otherwise, and if I don't do that, then that's okay, but I need to be honest about that. And I think there's lots of people saying you're going to get this end result and you're going to get that, and it's actually, yeah, one person might have got that, but not everyone gets that. And yes, you can argue, like this posted, well, then you can blame it on me for not taking the action. But, all of these things, we could talk about this forever. But, and people are probably dropping off because I know I'm rabbiting, but yeah, just trust yourself and say no to whatever, and it's not necessarily courses and coaching or whatever. It could also be just saying no to having to do something that takes a lot of time that you've kind of got into the habit and caught up doing. It could be saying no to your boss about extra work he's piling on. It could be that you work part-time but you end up working full-time and part-time hours. Say no. One thing I said no to is I went to an information evening about the sports coaching at school, and they were saying, they said lots of things, but psychology of coaching, which was really interesting. And one of the things they said is we want to thank the parents for always showing up to the matches, blah, blah. I said, I hardly watched any matches with my daughter last year. And if my daughter had to leave the school tomorrow and I could never watch her play a match again, that's really sad. So that's where I'm off to very shortly, is going to watch her play a match. And that's really important to me. So I'm saying, no, my business is, I can work part-time hours and create a full-time income, a really good full-time income, as long as I want it enough. So do I want the income? And do I want, yeah, that's one thing, obviously I do. But do I want to work part-time hours? Am I doing it? Am I working full-time hours as a bit of a sacrifice? And hey, look at me, I work so hard. Oh yeah, life's great, but I'm so tired, I'm working so hard. It's really boring, isn't it, when people say that? It's like, no, I've got to prioritize my family because that's why I'm doing this. And that's why I'm doing this. Do I want to work part-time hours? Yes, because I want to go and be able to watch my daughter in matches. And I want to be able to go riding. And I want to be able to go running and not say, oh, I haven't really got time to go running today. These are the things, the fundamental things that at one point were non-negotiable for me. And as time has wavered on, they've become negotiable, and that's not acceptable. So I'm saying no to all that shit. I'm saying no, I can run my business in part-time hours. It makes me a lot more focused and a lot more, I will, if I've got a certain amount of hours to work in, then I've got to be really effective in those hours. I can't pussyfoot around on Facebook for ages or do Facebook Lives that last too long, which this probably has. I've got to be really focused, and I've got to not let clients walk over me or not let potential clients walk over me. And, if they say they haven't got any money, I can make a call. Do I get off the phone or do I try and convince them? How long do I want to spend invested in that? So that is, what I'm saying no to. So I'd love to know what you're saying no to. And Bonnie, you inspired me partly to do this as well, because you've said no to someone that has been sucking the life out of you, and it's not on. You've said no, done it. You're gone, which I love. So Bonnie says, I have years ago done things to help others, even though it was detrimental to me because I didn't want them to get mad at me. Yeah, I mean, one of my clients, this is how amazing her transformation was. She said, I said no to the estate agents, and actually before I would have said yes. And what that means is she'd sold her house, but the sale of the house she wanted to buy had fallen through. So she said no to her buyers because otherwise she wouldn't have had anywhere to live. And in the past, she would have just gone through with that and ended up potentially on the street, not having anywhere to live, and house prices going up while she was renting and then being pushed out of the housing market. Before she would have done that, she would have let that happen. Oh, so thank goodness she's learned to say no. She's learned to stand in her power and say no. So what is it you're saying no to? But don't say no to yourself. If you want this, if you want to build your business to a certain level, then you can do it, but you have to want it. And all this that comes back to the why and everything, and it doesn't just come back to why, oh yeah, I want to help people. It comes back to your selfish why. Why do you want it? Really, I want to earn decent money. Yes, I want to help people. That's my biggest driver. And I would do what I do for free if I was a millionaire. If I won the lottery, then I would. But actually, no, I wouldn't, because then people wouldn't value it. And then people wouldn't put the work in, they wouldn't turn up to the calls and blah, 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 blah. And it's a self-perpetuating cycle. So say no to others, say no to doing too much, trying to be what you think you should be. So Sarah Cook, also in the Wealthy Entrepreneur Group, she did an amazing blog, her first blog, that was fresh from our call yesterday we had in the academy about blogging. So that's inspired her, and she's now done a blog, and it's brilliant. And it's all about this again. It's like should. I should be doing this. Should. And actually, if you don't want to do loads of marketing, you don't want to do Facebook ads, and you don't want to do outreach to here, there, and everywhere, you don't have to. You've just got to be comfortable with what you do want to do. So anyone that's struggling with that, and Julie, maybe this, if you're still on, maybe this will be good for you to think, okay, what do I want to do to market my business? What am I comfortable with doing? Because, I class myself as a highly sensitive person, a highly sensitive entrepreneur, and I don't want to do the things that make me, okay, I'm going to have to put myself out of my comfort zone, but we want to do that in a way that's gentle, so it doesn't blow our minds, because then it's like, oh no, I'm not doing that again, or I'm never actually going to do it, I'm just going to talk about doing it. Because and this isn't about you, Julie, this is about loads of people, about me as much as anything, because I resisted doing events for a long time. And even now, it's like sometimes it's hard to send emails because it's not what I like to do. Yeah, so I'll stop wittering on. Say no to stuff that doesn't light you up, that doesn't please you. Say yes to the stuff that does. Listen to fear versus gut feel. Ask yourself the questions about the fear, and I promise we'd do some more tapping, so let's finish on that. So, just let me check the comments. Oh, Sarah, you just joined. I'm just about to finish. So, I'm going to take the scenario that you guys are thinking about taking a certain action. Oh, I've got another comment here, so let me get that. Jilly's here. Hi, Jilly. Funny enough, I'm currently traveling in Oz and next New Zealand, and so I'm working mostly early and late days. It's actually great because I can, of course, do what I want, whilst most of my clients in the Northern Hemisphere are asleep. It's liberating. I'm earning 3 times more than my best ever month. I love it. When we work less, we sometimes earn more. January has not been my best month whatsoever, but it's not been my worst. It's felt hard, but it's January. It's kind of like, oh, there's, lots of people don't have any money in January and blah, blah, blah. But things are changing, and things that I've been working on are coming through now. And things that I know, that also stuff that I'm working on, I know will come through later. So it's all about having that kind of consistent flow that actually is usually pretty inconsistent. If in an ideal world, it would be consistent. But yeah, when you don't have much time, you've got to be really clever about managing your time. And if just that will mean that you have to say no to stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to do another tapping round, and I'm going to do it on just saying no to commitments and stuff that you don't want to do, and make that in your mind for whatever it is that might be. Okay, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to do those Facebook ads. I don't want to have to go and speak. I don't want to have to phone people up. It feels like I'm burdening them. It feels like I'm hassling them. It feels so hard. It really feels hard. And I can push through and make myself do it, or I can choose not to. I need to listen to my inner voice as to what's right for me. And what feels right might not work. But if I give myself the space and the permission to say, I want to do this, and to use that energy to get it done, and to pick some of the stuff that I don't want to do. We're all going to have to do stuff we don't want to do to a point. I can be focused about it. I can do it quickly. I can set a timer. And I can try it with no pressure. Look at it as an experiment. See if I might grow to like it, or know if I will always hate it. And if that's the case, I need to get someone else to do it, or I just need to stop doing it. When I release the shoulds, when I release the pressure of doing everything and anything, of doing what everyone else says I should do, of trying to be like everyone else, of comparing myself to everyone else, that can be where the magic happens. And I'm opening myself up to that magic now. I'm opening myself up to this. And it feels good. And I know I spin sometimes. And I'm likely to again. But that's okay too. It's just part of the process. And I'm learning to love it. Learning to love the process is more important than the outcome. Because I've got to do the process every day. So I'm open to finding a process that works. A process I might even love. I'm open to this and I'm ready. Okay, take a nice deep breath, everyone. Good, I hope that helped. So really just notice how much calmer you feel, how much more grounded, anything. Just notice what's come up for you. Clarity, your head probably feels less like cotton wool and much, much clearer. You might just suddenly get a light bulb idea now. You might suddenly have the motivation to say, I've got to make that phone call. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to do it. Just do one thing that you don't want to do and see is it actually all right? Because you've got to do this. But equally, if you feel under pressure to do something that you don't think is going to work, I would say try it. If a coach has suggested it to you, you can't try everything, but try it and you might like it. And if you don't, as long as it's not a fundamental thing to your success, and if it is, then you need to have a big rethink even. Just play with it. Just let it be lighter. Let it be just an experiment, and then everything just feels much, much lighter and nicer. Vote on the nails, guys. I quite like this colour, but I wasn't entirely sure. So let me know if I should get them done in this colour again, as an aside. So Michelle says, I only just since last month started tracking my income. Michelle, and while it's still small, it's good to see that I've already made more than last month. Awesome. So I'm really shocked, Michelle. I can't believe you weren't doing that. Everyone should be tracking their income. You should have a really simple spreadsheet, income, outgoings. Then you know how much you're spending, and everything needs to be in there. And that's a really good way of saying, gosh, there's 2 memberships I'm signed up to. And every month I think hard whether to cancel them or not. But there's specific things in there that I want out of it. And they are a good deal for what I'm getting. But if I was really, really cutting, then I would cut them out. And just get what I could out of them so far and then cut them out. There's other things that I'm really like, I was paying for 2 technologies that almost did the same thing. Don't need to do that. Cancel one. You need to be able to track your income. You need to know exactly how you're doing that month to know, okay, I need to make 3 more sales, or actually I'm all right. I can relax. I can go out for lunch. Or actually I do actually need to hit the phones, even though I really don't want to. I need to do it because of that. And if you've got that reason to push you, then that's going to help you to do that. It's going to make it that little bit easier. Yes, you don't want to move into that tension and pressure of got to and should and scarcity and lack. I need to make these sales, else I won't make my figures. But you've got to, as I say, you've got to enjoy the process. But sometimes we just need to do that. It's such a balance, which is why I'm kind of like going back and forth, because it's just a balance, and you need to find your own specific balance. And I know lots of you on this watching this live stream are quite sensitive, and you don't want to be pushy. So just do what feels good. But if it's feeling hard all the time, there's some work to be done on your blocks. So really briefly, I just want to tell you my 50K Mindset Mentoring Program. We go live tomorrow. You can catch up if you can't join before today. If you want to talk to me about it, please do. If you want to sign up, I'll put the links in the comments. But this is going to move you into a much easier place where the fear and the blocks go, so that you can actually really feel aligned to what you want to do. And then you'll really know, actually, was I not doing that because it was fear, or was I not doing that because it's not the right thing for me to do? Because it will never align with me, however hard I try. So 50K mindset. Why is it 50K? Because I believe that 50K actually getting a full-time salary for part-time working, which is basically what I do, can be quite hard, but it doesn't have to be. And once you get the right guidance and a simple system, a simple, repeatable, easy system that works for you, then you can get it to that amount. But you have to have the mindset to go with it. So that's why the 50K Mindset Mentoring Program is completely separate from my academy and my mastermind. It's the mindset that we're working on. But that is going to bring with it so many breakthroughs. Hi, Jodie. so many breakthroughs, so much confidence, so much freedom from those blocks, from that feeling of scarcity and lack. And, you know, it's not a law of attraction program. I'm not just going to magically make you manifest loads of things. Yes, I believe in law of attraction manifestation, but I don't think it works on its own. You've got to put the action with it, and you've got to feel 100% aligned with it. If you've got any doubt of what you're putting out there, it's never going to work. Law of attraction won't work. So if you've been trying law of attraction and you want it to work, this in itself will be great, but it's so much more than that. It's getting rid of the blocks, not just getting clarity on them, but actually clearing them. And that's what I want to do for you. I can take more people in the program. We've got a lovely small group. It's going to be intimate and gorgeous, and people are active. Looking forward to that call tomorrow. And if you want to, then please just message me, personal message at elizabethmaryhancock.com. We will jump on the phone as soon as possibly can, see if it's right for you, and get you in that program if it's the right thing for you. Thank you guys, thank you so much. And in this program, just to mention what Michelle's spoken about, is not tracking her income. I'm going to give you some really simple, I say it's mindset, it's not the practical side, but actually I'm giving you some really practical but very easy steps to follow as well, that are going to make a fundamental difference to how you manage your money, not just in your business, but in your life as well. And yeah, I can't wait. Every time I teach this stuff, it peels another layer off for me. So you get me like 1,000% invested in this program and your success. It's the first time I've run it this way. If you're in this time, you can repeat it as many times as you like. That's what I'm doing for this, anyone that joins this time. And yeah, I'd just love to help you. So I was only going to jump on for 10 minutes, but I've gone for 30. That's probably long enough. So thank you so much, Judith. Yes, we don't like should. Absolutely. Judith, you missed the beginning, but I was talking about your book and how awesome it is. And it's in the Wealthy Entrepreneur group, Facebook group. So hop on over there and see it, or look up Judith Quinn. And also another shout out for Sarah Cook. She wrote an awesome blog. Very related to what you're talking about, Judith. So enjoy that, enjoy the rest of your day. Listen to this again if you want to do the tapping again. Yeah, I just want to say thanks and lots of love to you, and keep being awesome, because you all are, even if you don't think it sometimes. You're all fabulous. Bye guys.